wellness retreat that we hosted last weekend in Aruba. But I'm also prepping for my day 3 of Courageous Conversations with Dr. Ali whilst I'm talking to you. So, hi, how are you? Doing a quick peek in on you because I didn't get to go live today during my walk because I didn't walk today. Real talk. I did the Peloton this morning and then I came home and I relaxed for a little bit and then I just did another 30 minutes on the Peloton before prepping for my class tonight, which is going to be day 3 of our 3-a-day Courageous Communications, Courageous Conversations Challenge. And one of the reasons why I love to do my workouts or my meditation moments before I go into teach class, it allows me time simply just to work on my own well-being. I always tell my clients, as a speech language pathologist, audiologist, autism mama, CEO, and coach to CEOs, leaders that are also CEOs. I believe in us refilling our cup, right? We go so hard in so many aspects in our lives, especially as professionals, and juggling the 50 million thing, or I like to call it harmonizing between all of our hats that we wear. How do we make sure that we stop and we refill our own cup? And I do that for myself, and well, I do it for myself daily, right? With my own self time away, meditation, walks, time on the bike. But I also like to do it before I pour out. So before I go speak, before I'm being interviewed, before I meet with my own clients for either masterminds or for the retreats themselves. And like before I come and do this presentation that I'm going to be doing live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, I want to make sure I refill my cup because I don't believe that we should be pouring from empty cups, especially as leaders. I feel like we give lots of our time to others and we give lots of our energies to others. But it's super important for us to intentionally take time out to refill our cup. So before I gather and I start doing all the things virtually, hi David, thanks for popping in. Make sure you're subscribed. I appreciate it. I like to take time out for myself. So as I prep myself, then I can go into giving to others. Then I can teach. Then I can train. Then I can be in front of others. Hey, Adarsh, and guys, let me know where you guys are popping in from. Like I said, literally right now, I am prepping for our day 3 of our Courageous Conversations Challenge. Make sure you guys pop in at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is in another hour and 40 minutes here. I'm in Brooklyn, New York. Literally, my laptop is in front of me. And as I'm prepping, I also wanted to just review our wellness retreat that we had over the weekend for our CEOs in Aruba. So I hosted 2 other amazing CEOs in our tribe that just needed a time to reset. We did business, but we mostly did self-awareness time. We did a lot of courageous conversations. That's why this is a very, very important topic. We spoke a lot about that and how that shows up in our lives. So many things that we're holding on the inside because of not having these courageous conversations, right? And many of us, including CEOs, including mamas, including leaders, because we want to lead from such a heart centered space, we're not taking the time out to find out how to have better conversations so that we can get past those really rough ones, the ones that people may not necessarily like, but we have to do as leaders, we have to do as mothers, parents, and we have to do as responsible beings. So over day 1 and day 2, we spoke all about the preparation for it, the work on ourselves, which is what we did in Aruba during our wellness retreat, working on ourselves, and then creating different strategies and using different frameworks of how we can start these tricky conversations. And now today, I'm super excited because today we're going to be talking about overcoming the derailers in our courageous conversations. Like the things that show up that blocks you from actually doing it. So we had the plan, we worked on ourselves, but now we want to show up. how are we going to show up when there are these like in this presentation it says the blind spots, when the blind spot shows up, right? Like when we're driving and there are blind spots, the things that we don't know is going to happen, those always tend to happen, and they derail us from having these courageous conversations. So as I'm prepping for this session tonight, I said, let me pop in and literally just give a recap of our retreat. It was amazing. Our ladies had some time off for themselves. We went to the beach. We ate amazing things, healthy things, natural things from the earth. And we were very selective about our meals during the day, eating lighter during the night, making wiser choices, just so that if we're lighter physically in terms of what we put into our vessels, then we were lighter spiritually and emotionally to deal with whatever was coming up during the times. So that was a great thing to see. And now watching them come into the Courageous Conversations challenge, a lot of them are getting more awareness of things that are showing up and things we spoke about. That can show up when we get back, right? So it's nice to have the retreats away, and then when you come back, now we have to have these courageous conversations. One had to have courageous conversation with her tribe, to put down some non-negotiables. Another one has to have courageous conversations with her family, right? As she step into this new stage in her business. So using our retreat was a good time to really tap into the self work. Like this is saying on day one, we did understanding yourself, which is the foundation, right? Foundation, me, I'm always the foundation. And then strategy and tools, we shared equipment and frameworks of some simple things that could be done. And now the mastery, which is how do we keep doing this when the derailers show up, the unexpected show up. And today I'm going to share about some other unexpected things. We have this conversation, good versus bad conversations, right? Being productive versus being problematic. Well, that's going to be super juicy. And the difference between that in our good versus bad conversations. Um, we're going to tap into these powerful conversation starters. I'm super excited about that. Uh, Very excited. And then we're going to build on the courageous conversations muscle. So we're going to go back into courage and confidence and agility, some of the things that we spoke on of the first day. So I'm excited about seeing how taking time out with these health and wellness retreats that I do quarterly with my clients, but I also do with myself with my micro retreats during my day. Remember, these are our times to refill our cup. Remember that, type that out, refill my cup, because it's super important for us to refill our cup during the process, so that we can go out and pour into others, right? So it's important for me to do as a leader, and as I do it for myself, I try to emulate it or create spaces, safe spaces that we can do it with our tribe, our community, or for those of you who need access to that. Our next one will be in July, so if you're interested, let me know. But the key of all of this truly is making sure that we take the time out to keep working on ourselves and becoming better. One of my hashtags I like to say is we are in a stage now, not just to be better, right? Because we want to be better each day, but we want to be better and do better, right? Be better and do better. When we're in a state to be better, then we can go out there and actually do better. So, how am I linking these two? You're asking me, how are these two coming into play? The health and wellness retreats and now the courageous conversations. Like I mentioned, when we went there, as we worked on the self, the foundation, the beginning, the process, we spoke about some strategies and tools while we were there. And now coming back into the real world and them actually practicing it, now we get to see, okay, what are the things that comes in the path that may throw this off and cause us to go back to where we were before, which is usually keeping it within ourselves, not going out there and sharing with others, becoming very shy, um, and just really not understanding how it just keeps showing back up in our lives, whether it's our business and or it's in our personal lives. But why I love to make sure every quarter, right, we are, and it's so serious, like I said, I now own a home in Aruba, right? And owning a home in Aruba, now creates our sanctuary. It's called our Aruba Sanctuary, Synergy Sanctuary. Synergy when you gather more than one together, and together we're in a safe space. It's located in Aruba. And in this space is where we begin to uncover some of the things that we've been hiding, or some things that we've been going around not discussing, or just completely ignoring because we're busy with life, right? So now using this time to tap back into the spaces. And that's when I began to realize that during this time as a leader is when I have to begin leading this process of courageous conversations, right? Tapping into the difficulties, tapping into the challenges, and allowing the safeness and the warmth of the Synergy Sanctuary to create more opportunities for more courageous conversations, which unfolded over the weekend. And I shared that in my live when I went live on Saturday and Sunday from the beach. So I'm excited about what's next. This is beautiful because courageous conversations allows us to unlock the power of effective, fearless dialogue, right? Effective, fearless dialogue. To be in a space now where we can actually have conversations, difficult conversations, and not feel as if, I'm going to be shunned, or as a result of having these conversations, it's going to have a total heavy or negative result. But now we're more in control over ourselves. We're more connected to the results, whether it goes in our desired favor or it goes against our desired favor. We at least have the opportunity for more. So let me know. What are you thinking of doing for your health and wellness retreat? Have you attended any before? Are you interested in attending one? And if you were to attend, what would you love to see happen inside of these spaces? Let me know so I could also use this opportunity to open up our Aruba Sanctuary, our Synergy Sanctuary, and include some of your ideas. Because if it's helpful for you, most likely it will be helpful to others. So that is our quick pop in today. Thank you guys for joining us. I am going to pop back in around 8 p.m. Eastern, so that we could do our courageous conversations, and let me know if you have any questions or if you want to join us. If you pop in during that time, you get the verbal. So you get me sharing the information. If you're interested in signing up, then you can go to the link. I'll try and post the link below where you can have access. Let's see if I can well, chats are visible, top chat. I was trying to see if I can type it in while I'm on, but I can't. But when I go in and put the description, I'll put the link on. Feel free to sign up. It's completely free. And if you're catching this on replay, that means it is now in a state where you can gather all day 1, day 2, day 3. That means you get the access of the foundational part, which is what we did on day 1. You get access to the equipment, which are the strategies and tools, super juicy. You're going to love our 60-second conversation starter. We also had something on the mineral theory, our mineral method, where we shared about surface versus deeper connectivity and conversations. Super juicy. And then we have our 5-step framework process that can help you in the process of having these courageous conversations, the 5 steps to go through. So that was in our day 2. And it comes with a worksheet that you could actually work through each challenge with, or each one of your conversation blocks with. And then day 3, which is today, is the mastery process. Now we get to practice. Now we get to bring up this all sounds great on the outside. It all sounds great in our training session, but here are some potential derailers. Here are some potential things that are going to throw off the opportunities for you to have courageous conversations. And some of you guys know it. Some of you guys can tap into yours. But now really identifying it and really owning it, we can see how we can change it and navigate it as we really step boldly into our next season of this measure. So I'm super happy. I'm super excited for us to move into this space. And I want to use this opportunity for us to ask any questions and see if there's anything that you want to change, or to ask questions about in terms of any conversations, courageous conversations that you are going to have. Use the opportunity because I don't know when I'm going to be doing this live again. Um, but I definitely will have it in the replay. I'll have it in our videos. It'll be accessible inside of our YouTube page for one more day for today. And then starting from tomorrow, it'll be inside of our private community channel. If you're interested, just type out private and we'll give you access to that membership where all of our previous trainings, like the 3-day clarity challenge, is all in there. Courageous Conversations Challenge. And our next one, it's called Owning Your Space, right? Our next challenge is called Owning Your Space. I'm super excited to bring that one in. That's going to be our June. I was debating between owning your space and finding your voice. So let me know which one resonates the most for you. I'm going to ask those to show up there here live tonight. But it's definitely in that space of more self development, more self work, so that we can truly become unshakable in this world. And we stop allowing other things to derail us and other things to hold us back. Sounds good? All right, so those are following now. Please remember to subscribe and make sure you hit the notifications link or button so that when I go live, it will let you know, hey, Dr. Ali's live today. And you can come get some of the juiciness of what I share and some positivity in your timeline and definitely something to help you to become a better you. Not only be better, but you're going to go out there and actually do better because I'm going to give you some strategies and techniques that I use and that I've been using with my tribe for over 10 years and counting. 20 if you want to count the speech pathology and audiology aspect. And we have seen some phenomenal impact from that. Okay? All right, I'll catch you guys at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I hope you receive this message. If you receive it, type out, I received this.